Is all fair in love and war? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Day 1042 of What's She Up To Now, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world to the online world. Uh, we won't go into the details of that right now, but our idiom today for Supersize Your Business, the group of people that I work with that are business owners, was about the idiom all's fair in love and war. And I am curious, what do you think? What do you feel about that? If you would have asked me how I thought most people felt about this a month ago, even, I would say I think most people don't believe that. They don't think that you throw away your values, your morals, your ethics, your things that you think are right or wrong because you want to win at all costs. You want to win in love, or you want to win in competition, or you want to win a race, or you want to win in an election, or you want to win in a war. And since the 2020 presidential election, I realized that tens of millions of people think it's okay to cheat and lie, commit fraud, and do whatever it takes to get what you want, to do and say and manipulate to get what you want. And that actually, it breaks my heart, because I hold a higher standard for myself and for humanity in my beliefs that everybody is good. Everybody wants to do the right thing. And so to me, that was just, it's just shocking to me that people don't want to get to the bottom of what's going on in that particular situation. People don't want to know what's really going on. They don't want to know the truth. They want people to give them the answers according to mainstream media. You know, people can't think for themselves. We need to tell them what to think. We need to digest everything and manipulate and sugarcoat it and just show them the highlight reel of what we want them to know and think and do and be and have. And I find that so anti-American, so pathetic, and so heartbreaking that when All's Fair in Love and War came up, I was like, okay, I've heard that a lot. I've experienced it a lot in my life. I've been involved in relationships where people lied to me and cheated in order to manipulate me and get me to be in a relationship with them. I've been in businesses and in corporate America where, you know, peers would step on you and lie and shoot you in the back and take credit for your ideas and do things unethical and wrong in order to get ahead. And as I look at what all of these situations have in common, it's not about the other people involved. It's 100% about the person that is doing whatever it takes. Now, there's a difference between do whatever it takes to be successful and all's fair in love and war, right? Are we really successful if we do unethical or wrong things, or things that go against our core values to get something that we want, anything that we want? No, we're not. You know, the examples that were given are, you cheat on a test because you really, really want to get into a program or get into a college, or you lie on your application or your resume because you really, really, really want to get a good job or a particular job, or you tell a person that you want to date that you know that their current partner is cheating on them, so that it undermines that relationship, so you have an in with them. You know, you cheat in a race or an election, or steroids, or enhancing drugs in athletes. You know, there's so many examples of things that we've seen like this in our lives and in our experiences. And so often people just turn the other way and pretend that they don't see it, or they choose not to see it. They put on blinders. We put on blinders, and we only see what we want to see, because winning is the most important thing. Now, who doesn't like to win? We all like to win, but it's more about, our life is truly more about how we play the game. How consistent are we with who we really are and what we really believe about ourselves and think about ourselves? What does it say about people if they want to look the other way at other people's wrongdoings? Well, it says that they probably feel guilty about something that they've done wrong as well in their past, or are currently doing wrong. What does it say about us if we support people that we knowingly know have done unethical or immoral things? What does that say about us? It says that we support that. And is it we support it because we're all human, or are we supporting it because we don't know the truth, or are we and that's out of ignorance and it's been held and withheld from us? That happens a lot. A lot of times we believe the narrative, we believe things that people are telling us. I believed my ex-husband for a long time, and come to find out that, you know, he had been lying on a lot of fronts and about a lot of things. And you know, it wasn't for me that, and for other people that was going on. It was 100% for him. And it hurts us, it breaks our heart to find out and see these things. But I think we need to just take a step back sometimes and say, okay, what is really going on here? And what does that mean to me? And how do I want to, and how do I choose to respond to it? I think that's what we always have to do. And I think the older I've gotten, the more open I am to looking at and saying, you know, and living in alignment with what I know is right. You know, when you're younger, it's easy to be coerced and manipulated and shielded or protected or manipulated and with propaganda to not see the truth. But as we get older, it's our responsibility to open our eyes and to look at and really see what's going on and what it means to us. Now, what it means to us is we're 100% responsible. There's a difference between being 100% responsible and all's fair in love and war, right? There's a difference between choosing to live our life in, you know, alignment with who we really are and our core values and our beliefs, and being led to believe other things and manipulated and just listening and taking other people's word for things when we have no idea what their motivations are, right? We can always assume that everybody's motivations are that they're taking care of number one. And I don't mean that in a real selfish way, because there's a lot of people that do amazing things to help other people, and it's not about being selfish. But there are a core group of people, and there are a group of people on the planet at any given time that are 100% out for their own greed, their own evil, their own edification, their own wanting to hoard or wanting to lord over other people. And so we need to be aware of that there's always an evil component. We live in a polar universe where there's always good and evil operating. We get to decide every day what side of that equation we're going to be on. And that's 100% your choice. It's 100% my choice. It's also 100% my responsibility to decide how I'm going to live my life, what I'm going to create, what I will and will not experience, who I will and will not associate with. And will I make mistakes along the way? Absolutely. Will I be fooled by some evil people sometimes? Will I be manipulated and coerced and led down the wrong path sometimes? Yeah, but that's part of my journey and my learning experience. So all's fair in love and war, obviously a topic of huge influence and huge interest to me right now, because like I said, we tend to think as human beings that everybody thinks like we do and behaves like we do. And the truth is, they absolutely positively do not. We're each unique individuals, and we think and we feel and we believe and we experience life as only we uniquely can. But the truth is, we are all connected. And what one person does that's good contributes to the good of the whole. What one person does that's bad and evil contributes to and deteriorates the whole. So when people do evil things for their own selfish interests, they're not only hurting other people, they're actually hurting themselves. And once you realize that, you're like, yeah, I'm not going to hurt anybody anymore, because in effect, it's going to hurt me. And it really does. If you ever done or said anything mean or rude or disrespectful to somebody because you had something going on in your life and it wasn't about them at all, and then you realize that you totally hurt their feelings or disrespected them, and then you feel bad about how you treated them because it really had nothing to do with them in the first place. Ever happened to anyone? Anyone? I know I've done that. Of course, human beings, we do that. We make mistakes. All right, what else is going on? That's enough rambling about all's fair in love and war. Today was day 5 of our 5th free Get Up and Go challenge, 30-day Get Up and Go challenge. We're going to finish the year strong by doing a final for this year. I don't know what direction it's going to go next year. I'd be fibbing if I knew what I want to do with the Get Up and Go challenge going forward. But it's been a perfect thing for 2020 with all the chaos and all the craziness going on around us. It has helped keep me centered and focused and moving forward. It's also a way for me to give back and share with other people some of the stuff I've learned in the last 60 years that has really, really helped me and benefited me and helped me to overcome challenges, overcome change, overcome adversity and situations that a lot of people would have just given up in. So today was day 5, and we've talked about rating things and creating an objective measure for things that we normally just think about subjectively. So thinking about the different areas and aspects of our life and giving it a rating from 1 to 10 about how do I feel about this area of my life right now? How do I feel about my finances right now on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being horrible, I've lost my job, I'm in the pits, my business is shut down again, or whatever. 2, I'm doing awesome in 2020 than I ever have before, right? And maybe it's not a 10, but maybe it's a 7 or an 8, and you've never been above a 4 or a 5 before. That would be phenomenal. So each of the areas of our life, we want to rate and say, how am I doing in this area? So that's what we talked about today, and the importance of it being subjective, but it's always subjective, and then reviewing it periodically to see what's going on, because maybe I've got a cold one day and I'm feeling under the weather, and so I rate things more harshly than, 4 days later I'm feeling awesome, I'm on top of the world. How would I rate those things? So we want to remember that these are not absolute things, and whatever they are, they just are what they are. And we work from there. We always start where we are and do what we can with what we've got right now to move us to where we want to be. If we beat ourselves up for where we are is just a culmination of all the past experiences that we've had. And that's just the result that we're seeing right now. But in order to get a different result, we need to change what we're doing right now and what we're doing today. And by measuring and looking at where we think we even are, a lot of people don't even ever ask themselves, well, how am I doing? How am I doing? Most people will ask themselves and know financially how they're doing. But with respect to mental, emotional, physical, spiritual contribution and relationships, most people never on a conscious level say, how am I doing in my relationships? My relationship with my mom's pretty good. My relationship with my one sister, not so good. My relationship with my other sister, great. My relationship with my other sister, not so good. Or wherever they are. Or my relationship with my significant other, really, really bad. We're struggling during COVID. Whatever it is, we often forget to just take a deep breath, step back, and then say, okay, well, how am I doing? What am I doing? And is this what I want? If it's not what I want, what am I going to do differently? So that was Get Up and Go challenge today. Fun challenge was about doing something for someone else again. Yesterday was about lending a hand. Today was about we feel best and good when we're doing something for other people, when we're giving value to other people. It's one of the reasons I do the Get Up and Go challenge. I get a lot out of it by doing it. I'm doing it with other people, not just by myself, which is builds a community and is fun for me personally, but it's also a way to give back and share some of the struggles and trials and tribulations and stuff I had to figure out. It's a way of sharing with people so that they don't have to make those same mistakes and figure them out themselves. There's plenty of mistakes to go around. As much as I've learned over the years and as many mistakes as I've avoided, guess what? I've still found different ways to screw up and make mistakes. And I will continue to until the day that I die. That's part of our human condition. We tend to learn the most from the experiences we have. And some of those experiences are what we would call good or bad at the time. And we always find out that hindsight is 20/20. And when we look back on those experiences, some of the worst things that have happened to us in our life have turned out to actually be the best, because they took us from a path that we were going down that really wasn't right for us, even though we thought it was when we went down that path. And they direct us to something that's better for us and different for us, or an opportunity that we need to grow through. So that is it. That's what I'm working on. I'm putting together and working on a couple of projects for customers and clients, which I have to get done. I have to really work on those and focus on those this weekend. But I'm also, as part of this challenge, creating the Challenge Summit for early 2021. And I need to make sure that I don't forget to pull in and work on that project, because sometimes it's easy to get carried away working and helping other people with their projects and then forgetting about working on our own projects. So that's it. That's what I've got today. Go out, make it an amazing day. Remember, all is not fair in love and war if we're living in alignment with our core beliefs and values. But as long as you're consistent and doing what is right for you, and I always add the caveat, do what's right for you, create the life you want, but make sure you're not harming any other human beings along the way, because any other human being you harm along the way eats away at your spirit, your soul, your being, and it takes away from the whole of existence. And I think we're here to be creators, we're not here to be destructors and deceivers. All right, awesome day. Any questions? ask me in the comments below or direct message me. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow to share what I'm doing now as I work my way through the online jungle, I guess, or the online world as it is.